Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to ABC Zoo, which is a co-op series that I'm doing with AnimalGenius. And yeah, so this is my first video in the series. Last week, AnimalGenius did his first video, which was obviously A, being that is the first letter of the alphabet. And so I'm doing B, and as you can see, I'm doing the Babirusa, which for those of you who don't know, which is probably quite a few of you actually don't know much about this animal. It's a species of pig, wild pig that lives mostly in the Indonesian islands and other islands around there. That is it's a pretty bizarre looking animal actually. Think a big hairless pig, well, the males anyways have 4 tusks, and 2 of them come right up to the top of the snout and sort of curve around towards the face. It's a very bizarre looking animal. I think Babirusas, if I remember correctly, it means pig deer. And it does sort of look like a combination of a pig and a deer. But anyway, about the series itself, what we're doing is each week on Thursday, we'll release a video, which is going to be like a speed build of a different animal, and it'll just sort of go through the alphabet. So AnimalGenius did A, I'm doing B, and then he'll do C, and I'll do D, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I just thought it'd be a fun little series to do. It's really easy for us to do. We don't have to worry about sending a save back and forth and anything like that. It's just fun speed builds and try to do some creative things. Really trying to think outside the box, not just doing your usual. B for bear, A for alligator. The real simple stuff. So yeah, hope you guys like this video, and then make sure you guys, if you haven't already seen AnimalGenius's video, he did A, and he did an aviary with different raptor species that all start with A, so you guys can go check that out. And then he'll have C up on his channel next Thursday. So then I'll do D, of course. Don't know what I'm gonna do yet. You guys are free to leave suggestions for what I should do for my next episode, and you can leave suggestions for AnimalGenius if you want, either on my video here or over on his first video. I'm sure he'll see this video, so he'll see those suggestions as well. And as you can see in this episode right here, this video, I'm going for I actually was looking at real Babirusa exhibits and sort of their natural habitats. I wanted something that looked very natural, very realistic. I'm actually very pleased with the way this exhibit turned out. It's simple, but I tried a few things that I don't normally do, and I was really trying to focus on the details. I still see here a lot of the plant choices I use. I was trying to use things I don't normally use that aren't necessarily the easiest thing. Like with these plants right here, these marram grass, I think they're called. I wanted to use these because I love the way they look, but they're not the right color. At least most of them aren't. I wanted something that had a green color, and only one of the different variants of the grass has the green, so I was just having to cycle through them until I got all the green ones, and that's what I used for the grass in this exhibit. So, a bit of extra work, but I think it was worth it in the end. And then I went those mountain rocks, the small mountain rocks, sort of make a natural barrier in a couple spots. I really like the way that turned out. I'm gonna do that more, I think, with exhibits for like sort of small animals, because it's definitely something they couldn't jump out of, but it looks really nice as well. It looks better than using really, really tall rocks, I think. Because sometimes when you use the really big tall rocks, it looks a little over the top. Like, maybe it didn't really need to be that big, unless you're using like a large animal, or if you're doing like a dinosaur exhibit or something like that. So I like the foliage choice I used, and I like how I like the way those trees look, the dead trees, when you stick a bunch of them together. It looks really, gnarled and stuff. I like the way it looks, so I definitely want to do that more as well. So I like that. What I really like about this exhibit basically is if that was even English, what I like about this exhibit is that I tried to do things a little bit different than I normally do, and I really like the effects that it had. So I definitely want to try and do more of those same type of techniques in the future. Yeah. What else can I talk about here? It's actually a pretty long video. It was a simple exhibit for the most part, but it was complex in that there was a lot that went into it, So it wasn't like a 1, 2, 3 thing. I think it took me close to 2 hours. Well, more like an hour and a half, but it took me a little while to do. So And I didn't have any issues with it though. Like sometimes you'll have things that you look at them like after putting a lot of time into it, and you're like, that just doesn't look quite right. Or you'll have bugs in the game that cause problems, like elevated paths, messing things up, and stuff like that. But fortunately, I didn't have to use a lot of elevated paths, so didn't have any issues with that. The longest part probably was just the placing of this grass. And then also just thinking. I spent a lot of time like thinking during this exhibit and really trying to decide where did I want to place various foliage and rocks, and what exactly did I want to go with in terms of the biome. I went with the tropical dry forest, I think that's what it's called, and I like the way that turned out. I also went with some of the mountain. You'll see later I use a mountain for like actually I think I already did some, but I use that for like the grass. I use the mountain like the moss texture, and then I also used a little bit of temperate grassland dirt as well. And that I think is mountain. The water right there, I think that's from mountain biome. I'm pretty sure. Which I like it because I like that the gray almost makes it looks like cement. So it looks like it was very artificial, like clearly made by man, which is what I wanted. So that turned out well also, I think. Just went with these. I like to hide the salt licks in real rocks. I think it looks kind of nice to do it that way, because they don't look that great themselves. I know there is somewhere out there there's a reskin for it. I know it's from the they just not really a reskin, they just take the one from Wildlife Park 3, and it looks better, but I think this works just as well because they can still get to it through the rocks. I've tested it, I know they can, so I like to do that even more. That's a lot of things. Like I don't like using the same, like I know some zoo tycooners, and this is nothing against anyone else doing it. I mean, everybody has their own style, and that's what's great about the game. A lot of people use the same techniques over and over again. They use like the same, few pieces of foliage and things like that, almost to death. I feel sometimes, and I really just try to do things differently every time. Like if I don't necessarily have something that fits what I'm thinking, I don't immediately just go out and look for a new download that might solve it. I think, what can I use that I have that will work? You know what I mean? I like to do that. I like to think outside the box. I like the challenge of doing it that way. Plus I don't like having a massive mod load. It's not my style. So yeah, so just putting the path here. It's pretty much done at this point. It's just hammering out the last few details. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What else is there to say? Let's see. Oh, those trees I put. Those, if you see the tall ones right there with like the sort of the gray trunks. I forget what they're called now, but I hadn't used those in a while, and now those are like my new favorite tree. I don't know why. I love the way they look. I don't know why I wasn't using them all the time before. They look really, really realistic. They just look really good. Like if you look, you can see them from here. The two on the side there. They just look really good. I love the way they look, and they can kind of work in any biome almost. So I've just sort of recently rediscovered those, and so expect to see those a lot going forward. Especially in the next zoo that I'm planning. I might be using them in there, but I'm not giving any details on that one. You guys are just gonna have to wait and see, because it's gonna be a little while till I do that one. But it's gonna be good. I think you guys will like it a lot. And here we're doing sort of the tour area, or tour section, the final walkthrough, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So you guys can see what I built and get a better view of it from the guest mode. Yeah. I'm very pleased with it. I think it turned out really well. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet for D. I'll let you guys leave your suggestions, of course. I'm thinking I kind of want to do a dinosaur. I don't know what dinosaur. Like, Dilophosaurus is sort of the easy one, I think. So, Dinosuchus would be kind of cool. But I want you guys to leave your suggestions, because I want to see what you guys have. What ideas you guys have before I choose anything. So we'll just see what happens. And a couple things about the Babirusa, the tusk they have, and I totally recommend you guys look up some pictures of these things, because if you don't know what they are, because they are very very interesting and very bizarre looking. But I've always liked wild pigs. I don't know why. I'm kind of weird, but so I definitely am very much a fan of the Babirusa. But those tusks they have, they like they grow up right up through the bottom, like right through the snout, and scientists like they still don't even know why exactly they have them, because they don't use them to fight. They're actually quite brittle, so they're not used in combat or any way or to defend themselves. They think it might be sort of a display thing, because only males have them, so I think maybe to attract mates is a possibility, but they really don't know for sure. That would make some sense, I guess, but it's just kind of speculation without any concrete evidence. They're also omnivores like most pigs, and they are known to be cannibalistic as well. They will eat their young at times. Generally, if it's, I think more often if it's sort of survival, you know, like they absolutely have to. It's not like I don't think they make a habit out of it or anything, but they will do that. So, yeah, I'm just sort of walking through the exhibit itself, giving you guys a good look at what I built. Yeah, not too much more to say, I guess, but I do hope you guys like it. I hope you guys are excited for this series. I know I am, and I'm looking forward to my next video, as well as looking forward to see what AnimalGenius does. So make sure you guys check out his channel. I'll have a link at the end of the video. Should pop up soon, and I'll have a link in the description as well if I remember. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode though, guys. Make sure you guys check out AnimalGenius channel, like I said. And yeah, make sure you guys leave your suggestions for the next one in the series. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you all in the next one.